Welcome to Knicks.com. Jonah Ballow here with Kristaps Porzingis, who is the winner of the 2015 Kia Rookie of the Month award for November. Very exciting for you. In terms of just reflecting on this first month on the court for you, how would you put it all into perspective in terms of what you were able to accomplish in November?
For me, is always first is a team, and then my own individual success. As long as we're winning and I'm able to help the team, I'm happy. And that's what I'm trying to do every day, every game. Just step out on the floor as a rookie, just trying to bring that energy, activity on the floor, and play my game.
I would imagine it's hard to look ahead when you're drafted and know exactly how everything's going to unfold when you get into the league, on the team. But as far as your expectations and what you wanted to accomplish, and now at the end of this first month, how do you think everything went in terms of your expectations from that day that you were drafted?
Right. Yeah, at the draft day, I had no idea where I was going to end up first, and then how I was going to be able to adjust to the NBA basketball. But I always have big expectations for myself. So as soon as I started to find that rhythm and see myself playing here, I knew what I'll be able to do on the court, and now it's just everybody else is seeing it. So it's. A lot of people are surprised, but me, myself, and I think my coaches and teammates are not that surprised.
Yeah, we've heard that from them. They said this is really not a surprise to us when we see the things that he does on the floor in game. How have you remained so patient? We see you on the plane, we're following you around all the time, and you just seem to have a calm demeanor about yourself that you kind of know when to pick your spots, not only on the court, but off the court as well. How have you remained patient through this process, knowing that you probably want to do a lot more on the court?
Right, I think that the coaches, they make sure I'm on the right track, staying focused, not getting too high, too low. My family, my brothers, they always, making sure. And I have that right support around me, and that helps, and me, myself, I'm, really just trying to focus on what I need to do, be really professional on the court, off the court. And then when you step on the floor, you can make the right decisions and not turn the ball over or make the wrong play.
We also see you with your teammates on the court, practice court, having these fun games with them and Sasha and joking around with Kevin in the locker room. Have you been a little bit surprised by how quickly you've developed these relationships and friendships and a tight bond? I mean, we're only talking about a month into this thing, and yet you guys seem like brothers.
Yeah. No, I'm that type of guy. I'm open, I like joke around, Kyle, Kevin, all those guys, they're so funny, it's just hard to not love those guys, And so yeah, that helps us to connect as teammates, as friends off the floor, and that helps to build a relationship on the court as well.
You have some veterans on this team. Have they told you anything about the league and what you need to do as a rookie that's really helped you throughout this first month, kind of get through things, especially being in New York and the media and the scrutiny and all those things that follow?
Yeah, everybody's giving me a lot of advice on how to handle the media, how to handle the pressure, where should my head be at in different situations. Coaches, Derek Fisher, Phil Jackson, teammates. So I have a lot of support from everywhere, and I think that translates to when I'm playing, to when I'm off the court, how I handle myself, and that builds my the way people see me, and that's a lot of that is thanks to the people around me.
In this first month, is there any moment on the court that stands out in your mind? I know you don't like talking about your own highlights, but something that you said, wow, that was a good moment, that was a highlight that I'm going to remember at least for this first month.
Every game that we win is a highlight, that as long
You're a veteran at this already.
As long as we win, we're happy, and we if we know that we're building to something and we're on, we're doing the right things. We might win, but we're not having a good game. And we can lose, and we can be building to something. And so as long as we're doing what the coach wants us to do and getting better as a team, that's what it's all about. That's what matters.
All right, I'm going to say it for him. The putback dunk against the Spurs was one of my favorite highlights, I think, so far the first month. When you look at film, you've talked about this numerous times that you break down film. Can you give us an idea of what you're looking at or what you're looking for when you are either looking at the team or what you're doing as far as film work?
Yeah, I watch a lot of film. I'm working a lot with the coaches. They're showing me a lot of film, and I'm more focused on what I'm doing and what I'm doing wrong, so I can learn from my mistakes. Where can I help my team more? How can I be better individually? Attacking the basket, defending the ball, and things like that. Just work on little details that I'm doing, that I can do better. And those details adds up at the end, and that's what separates a good team from a great team.
Is that a big difference, the film study, that in terms of what you did overseas, and the fact that there's so much tape and you can watch basically any player in the league and watch your game, seconds after it's done, they're handing you an iPad in the locker room.
Right. Yeah, it's different. There's a lot more information here to get. You can see your own games. You have your minutes cut out, so you can actually just focus on yourself. Playing, and that's the great thing about NBA. You have everything you need to be a better player, to learn the game, and that's what I love about the NBA.
Okay, we have a lot more games ahead, but toughest opponent that you've faced so far?
So far, probably Anthony Davis, LaMarcus Aldridge. Those two guys, Kevin Love.
And any trash talking that goes on the court when is maybe that you didn't expect, or that some fun back and forth battles that you've had?
No, not really. I'm not a big talker on the court yet, but I've heard some guys talk a little bit. Get into it a little bit, but that's okay. That's part of the game.
Nice. I like the way you approach that. And as far as celebrity sightings, beginning of the season, media day, we were here on Speed Drills talking about, a celebrity that you'd want to meet, and guess what? Jerry Ferrara was there, so you got a chance to meet him. What was that like for you?
That was amazing. I finally got to meet him. I was really excited. We could get a win, and he could see me play finally.
Wow, Jerry Ferrara, Kobe Bryant's been singing your praises, a bunch of players around the league. You've had a terrific start so far. Thank you so much for this interview, and Kia, the Rookie of the Month for November, and many more to come, I bet.
All right, thank you.
All right, there he is, Kristaps Porzingis, right here on Knicks.com.